This is Bob Maloney for my MMA News, and coming up in Allentown on July 20th, USKA, it's on. I will be ringside covering the event, and one of my oldest friends in the sport. I was there when he made his MMA debut in the cage. It's still one of the most memorable fights, even though it was an amateur fight that I've ever seen. He is joining me tonight, and he has a fight coming up. Joel Vasquez, my man, how you feeling? It's always great to talk. You're always a bundle of joy, and you're always ready to fight.
That's it. That is exactly what you said. I'm always just doing two things: as being happy and training for a scrap. So that's the two things I really maintain the focus on. Take it day by day.
Well, let's just do a real quick recap here. Joel was on the path to be a really successful mixed martial artist. He's a physical specimen and a hard worker. He got derailed with a knee injury, and now he is working his way back. His buddy, who he fought in that fight I was talking about, Matt Turnbull, he's getting ready to have his fourth pro fight. Joel
Yeah.
is Joel's working on getting to his first one, and he had a really spectacular knockout at his last fight at USKA. So, Joel, tell me, what's going on in your mind here? You're taking another kickboxing fight, still working on your stand-up. What do you and your coaches have, before we even talk about that fight, what do you and your coaches have in store for the remainder of the year? What is the outline? What is the plan for Joel Vasquez?
I mean, right now I'm taking it pretty much fight by fight. We're making adjustments accordingly. That's why competing frequently is really important. I never had the opportunity to compete that frequently, given knee surgery after knee surgery, or just whatever directions that I was taking. Just wasn't able to compete as much as someone who's trying to compete at a high level in this sport should. So we took a step back after. I mean, I think skill wise, if I were to be honest, I think I've competed against professional athletes in the gyms, and gym war after gym war. I know my skills are that at of professional level, but there's some fine tuning and there's some other kinks along the way that I'm really trying to grind out in my game. Obviously, right now everyone's seeing me showcase the stand up more or less, but that doesn't mean I'm not working my grappling. That doesn't mean that I'm neglecting other aspects. My coach is very open. We work a lot of different things inside of our gym with the same training partners. We're all kind of gearing towards having a really good stand up game and trying to bring some real good traditional Mason and Muay Thai into the MMA cage. I think right now it's just me getting really comfortable with a person trying to kill me in front of me.
All right, so tell me a little bit about this camp and a bit about your opponent. Do you know much about him? What's his name?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm fighting Joe Byers. I'm not too sure about his MMA record. I saw a couple of MMA fights up there, but from the gist of it, he looks tough, comes forward. I saw a lot of weaknesses in his game as well as strengths. So I already, but his game is irrelevant, honestly, towards my approach to how I always take my fights. I'm always just trying to perform at my best. At the end of the day, I need a dance partner. Just so happens to be him today, well, on July 20th. So aside from that, big respect to him for taking the fight and on such quickly after my last performance as well. But right now, it's amateur level. We're just there to compete and do our best, and we'll both learn from this experience, regardless of whatever the outcomes are. And as far as my camp is concerned, like I said, big gains. If you follow me on like Instagram, or if you follow me anywhere really, you could see a noticeable difference in my technique. Not necessarily just from it being a little bit more similar to the Thai orientation, but just me being a lot sharper with my tools. I feel like I used to have a lot of tools. None of them were as sharp as they are now. I think I have a lot more tools, and all my fundamentals are a lot more fine tuned right now. I'm getting a way better grasp of what it feels like to be a high level striker, as well as training against high level strikers. Actually, on this card, I have two other teammates fighting. They're out of our camp in PA, Scorpion Camp. That's under my crew's brother. My crew is Esteban Masonette. His older brother, crew Hamza Masonette. they're over there at the Scorpion camp, and we have two guys fighting, Brandon Masonette and George Miller. Brandon's a pro. He's been competing in Muay Thai for years. Just the sensitivity that I get off of him, and then through the experience from that family, the Masonette family alone, they definitely shine a big light on where I was lacking in my game, and presented it to me the best way possible with a couple lickings, you know. So it definitely put me in a position where I was very grateful to see that I had so much wrong in my game and be able to work those kinks. Not necessarily out, we're still working on them, but I feel like a way better striker over the last couple even weeks. I fought not too recently, you know, fought maybe about a month and a half ago or so, and just the improvement that I've made in that small amount of time has been tremendous in my style, and I feel like that's apparent every time I go out to showcase. Everybody sees me get better.
Well, listen, your conditioning has never been an issue. You've always been. I see you doing parkour, and I know pound for pound, strength wise, and speed wise, you're one of the best athletes I've seen in the cage. So it's great to see that you know, I think that what's going to happen with you is when you do get in the cage and you go pro, it sounds to me like you guys really plan on hitting the ground running and really taking off. That's what it sounds like, because you are taking your time. I see a lot of guys, listen, there's no doubt about it. You have the skill set to compete at that level. Like you said, you're training against those guys, but it's good to see that, you know, you have some guidance along with, you know, yourself, keeping yourself humbled. And, you know, I think you're going to have a lot of success when you do get there. So I like your plan. I think it's a great thing. It's always a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah.
So tell me, so give out some shout out, some love to anybody you want, whether it's in the ring
for
or
sure.
not.
Always shout out my mom, man. I literally wouldn't be on this planet without her. But aside from that, as far as like moral support and guidance, you know, she's always been my rock. Really big shout out to my crew, Esteban Masonette. He really holds me together. He keeps me learning, not just from a standpoint of combat and martial arts, but he definitely has been like a big pivotal point in my life when I met him, when as far as me dealing with life in general as a man nowadays. My girlfriend, of course, Ina, she's always there. And then my crew, my camp, man, Team Scorpion, Team Iron Rooster, with Mason, that's Muay Thai. It's one win after another win, knockout after knockout. The proof is in the pudding, man. Since me and Esteban started working together, I don't think an opponent has made it out of the distance. So we'll just keep. Hopefully, I can keep the streak going. Either way, we're setting up for tough opponent after tough opponent. I'm built for battle. I'm prepared for war. It's another day in the office for me. I get to finally do what I love.
Well, my man, I can't wait to see you. I will be in Allentown, and I look forward to you
Can't wait
getting
to
in
see
there.
you, man. I'm glad you get to
Listen,
make it this time out.
you do not want to miss when Joel enters the ring. He goes in there, and he's not looking to lay back. Joel's looking to go in there and lay the wood, man, and bring the action like he did last fight. Joel, It's always a pleasure, my man, and good luck with your good luck with your final weight cut preparations and all of that good stuff. And I will see you on the 20th. I hope this week goes fast for you. I know you said, you know, you can't wait for it to get there. I hope it's a fast week. And man, God bless you. And I can't wait to see it, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. God bless, Bob Maloney. Nice talking to you. Always a pleasure.